Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we are doing a pick a card reading, asking Spirit, what is your destiny? What are you destined for? As always, we have 3 piles, and today we have 3 beautiful crystals. Pile number 1 with message number 1 is the magnifying glass and the hematoid quartz. The hematoid quartz. So it's a mix of quartz, clear quartz, and hematite. Pile number 2 with message number 2 is the fireplace and the pink tourmaline. And pile number 3 with message number 3 is the greenhouse with the cinnabar, also known as cinnabrite. So just take a deep breath, remembering that breath brings up truth. Ask your higher guidance, your intuition, which pile with which message will speak most strongly to your destiny. And you can go to the timestamps down below, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome, group number 1. Today we are asking Spirit about your destiny. What is your destiny? There are 2 things I want to say quickly. 1, your destiny is changeable. You co-create your reality every single day. So please don't give your power away to me or this reading or any reading. If it makes you feel good or it makes you feel like you're more interested in yourself, interested in understanding yourself, then you're in the right place. If you feel deflation or you feel like a lowering of your energy, then this reading is not for you. So please just listen to your intuition. Number 2, I just welcome you to open your heart. Psychic readings work much better collaboratively. So you can just ask your higher self and your guides to help connect in with my energy and my guides. And I always disconnect from the collective when I'm done with the readings. Okay. Well, with that being said, welcome group number 1. You chose this beautiful hematoid quartz, which will likely come up in the reading, but I'm going to set it to the side for a moment here. And you chose the card magnifying glass. So give me a moment. I'm just going to reconnect with my guidance, calling my highest and best, most clear guides in now, asking on behalf of group number 1, what is their destiny? What is their destiny? Okay, so I'm hearing, so the card actually says truth, revelation, awareness. Hidden truths are about to be magnified. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for a moment. What I'm hearing is, so they're showing me the 8th house and the word occult. You might have significant placements in the 8th house, possibly in the 2nd house, which is across from the 8th house. You are destined in this life to unearth truths, to pull the veil from the collective, perhaps just in your community, to clear illusions. I'm hearing seekers of truth, seekers of knowledge, seekers of truth, seekers of knowledge, especially with this book here. I'm hearing lifelong learners here. So you're meant to show truths to people in a lot of different ways, I'm hearing. So there are global truths, there are truths within your own country, and then sort of as we get down to the micro, there are truths within the family, okay, and then blown out all the way up to the cosmos. On every level, you are meant to unearth what is true. And they're saying truth so that freedom can be had. So I'm hearing that this group is destined to help the ascension of the collective at this time on the planet, helping people to know what is real and what isn't real. I'm hearing the word guinea pig. So some of you are actually living lives as guinea pigs, right? Where you are being tested on in some way in your own soul's paths and transcending those illusions, those, I'm hearing, false narratives, so you can have that lived experience to be the wise teachers to those around you, is how I'm hearing it. You're supposed to live lives of sacred revelation where you help reveal, I'm hearing the cosmos, like where we come from, and to raise the awareness of the consciousness of the collective, or just raise the awareness of the collective in some way. Yeah, I'm hearing to bring clarity. Okay, no, they just corrected me. To bring clarity to chaos. To bring clarity to chaos. So there are two ways that they're showing that to me. One, they're showing me that the clarity is about, just give me one moment, please. On the one hand, that the chaos actually is not what it appears to be. Part of it is blown out to create anxiety and imbalance in the collective. And so you're meant to learn how to hold steady. I'm hearing that you're meant to be pillars, this sort of these stoic pillars I'm hearing, so that you can actually help other people move through chaos without being so shaken. They're giving me the words oak tree, like an oak tree. So you don't move to and fro when there is chaos, especially the kind that is meant to incite instability in the collective so that they will feel vulnerable and weak. Now, let me just hear the second piece that they said about clarity within the chaos. So they're showing me like a butter knife through butter, or a knife through butter. I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky, you guys. I'm in a little bit of pain today from a blood draw that went very wrong the other day. And I asked my guides if it was okay to do this reading because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And they said yes, but I can feel that I'm a little shaky. So if you could just be patient with me, I would so appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so they're showing a knife through butter. So what they mean by that is that you help cut through the nonsense. So it's not just sort of emotional, it's factual, and by being present, you sort of cut the nonsense out of the chaos and you help people see, where they need to put their attention and where they don't need to put their attention. With the flowers in this card, they're saying that you have a unique ability to bring this softness. I'm hearing the divine feminine that allows people to receive what you're saying. They're showing me a little bit of third house energy now, which is about communication and passing on wisdom. So this group might be highly destined to pass on, I'm hearing ancient wisdom. So it's not just about unearthing truths. It's also about remembering what you are and bringing up that wisdom from deep within you. Yeah, they're showing me an owl, which is always my sign, certainly of wisdom, I'm sure for many readers. But in this way, it's ancient wisdom I'm seeing. And you're doing it in such a way that other people can receive it. So some of you might be teachers, counselors, therapists, but at the same time, you could be mystics, you could be witches, you can be healers. I'm seeing like healers with a plus sign next to it, because you wouldn't just be healers. You would have these other interests in mysticism, but also in particular with your gift of communication, and you are destined to communicate truth. You are destined to live authentically and then to model that to people. And I'm also hearing that you are destined to be tested. You are destined to be tested, which is really to say that you are going to have that lived experience with which you're going to teach others about these truths. Right? You're going to have it in your cellular memory, both from past lives and from this life. They're showing me ninth house now, so some kind of higher level study, especially with the book here. They're showing me that some of you are really destined to, I'm hearing for the word mastery, to build some kind of mastership around the occult sciences and around mysticism. And of course, this will be different for all of you. Some of you also might be writers, or you might be writing a book. In other words, there are different forms of communication for this group and how you're going to disseminate truth. Some of you will be spoken, some of it will be written, okay? Some of it will be in song. I'm hearing podcasts. So in a lot of different ways. I'm also seeing a vision board for some reason. Maybe some of you are trying to build this out. With the desk here, they're saying this group is really supposed to blow out conventions. I'm seeing Aquarius now. Oh, that's interesting. The Aquarian full moon is today. I'm filming this on August 9th, which is the Aquarius full moon. So I might have some Aquarians in my midst. I wonder if you have an Aquarian north node. Could also be south node, actually. But you're meant to sort of blow through convention. And so they're showing me the desk as almost a jovial way of pointing at the nonsense of working 9 to 5 or sitting at a desk all day. This group is destined to not be in a 9 to 5 job. Let me just say that. Yeah, I'm hearing that this is the unconventional group, the unconventional group. So I actually want to pick up the hematite or the hematoid quartz here. So quartz as a crystal in itself, many of you might know, magnifies. Whenever you use any kind of quartz crystal, it will magnify and open up your energy. So if you're in a bad mood, don't wear quartz. If you're in a low mood, don't wear quartz, because it will actually expand that energy. I do believe that crystals have an innate wisdom that none of us really understand, but I just try to take care to not wear quartz if I'm not in a pleasant mood, let's say. With the addition of this this hematoid, right? This hematoid aspect of the quartz, we're looking at creative solutions, okay, to problem solving. So you all might be very good at taking a problem that really is difficult for other people to solve, to work with, to make sense of. And you have this creativity that allows others to look at the problem in a different way. I'm hearing you magnify the unseen. Okay. You help others see that which is unseen. So they're just highlighting, or no, I'm highlighting that about this stone, that this is a problem solving stone by way of creativity. And then my guides showed me this idea of seeing the unseen, magnifying the unseen. And in that way, that can be applied to anything. With this particular stone, it happens to be problem solving. But we can think about the word problem in many different forms and fashions. We can have small problems in our everyday lives, or we can have big problems like our government's lying to us, right? Or being hoodwinked by insurance companies, or even by your boss. And bigger than that, as this group probably already knows. So there is a big aspect of this group about bringing to light that which is dark, that which is unseen, that which is shrouded, I'm hearing. And they're showing me the moon card now, where you reveal secrets that need to be revealed, not secrets that need to be held in confidence. They're lies, okay? These are secrets that are lies, they're telling me. So this is a very powerful destiny for this particular group. Okay, I want to pull a few cards because I'm in a little bit of pain. I couldn't quite figure out what cards to choose from, but I kept asking for guidance. So let's pull a couple from the Starseed Oracle. I'm sorry, guys. I may not sound like my chipper self. My heart is still exactly in the right place. And I send so much love to you guys. I love doing readings for you guys. Just a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, Spirit, please guide me for group number 1 about their destiny, please. Anything else you want to tell them about their destiny, please, and thank you so much. Please show me very clearly. These cards are a little sticky. Please show us clearly. Okay. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Well, certainly, healing comes from knowing the truth, number 1. Number 2, they did use the word cellular before to magnify the idea that you're having remembrances from deep within your cellular structure. So it's something that you came into this life with that is now being shown to you. So the magnifying glass is also about unearthing the truths that exist within your cellular DNA. So in deep cellular healing, you begin to unearth the truths that you carried into this life. Yet they're showing me all of these tiny little cells in the body, and as they open, they look like lotus flowers. It's so beautiful. And each lotus flower has information locked inside of it that is being revealed. So part of what this group needs to learn is how to self-heal. That's part of your destiny. Possibly some of you have dealt with chronic illness. I'm starting to get an understanding that chronic illness has something to do with the need to learn how to self-heal, not just to remove the illness, but to unearth what is just below that illness, which is what I'm starting to understand as this profound, deep wisdom that possibly a program or curses or hexes or some such thing came in the form of illness to block that wisdom, is how I'm seeing it. Now, the Arcturians here, it's interesting that they mention that. They have healing technology that humans cannot even begin to understand. Sometimes during my healings, when I call in the Arcturians, I just step aside and I ask just to be a transdimensional bridge of their energy and have it just flow through me, because I'm hearing architects of healing. They work so fast. I asked them, please let me help. I guess my ego just wanted to help. But they said, no, we can do it faster than you can, is what they said to me. So you can call in benevolent Arcturians of light to bring in healing codes so that you can unearth the wisdom that lies within your cellular structure, your DNA. Can we get another card here for group number 1? What else are they destined for? Anything else? I mean, the messages seem quite clear for this group. And I know we're just scratching the surface, you guys. But I asked for like the most important aspect of your destiny. Interesting. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Okay, it's very interesting. This little earth here looks like the magnifying glass. What I'm being shown here with perspective, none of this matters. That is, again, the same idea. You're meant to show people the nonsense that is being reflected to us in the news and in gossip and in Hollywood, to let people know that none of it matters. Just zoom out. see the bigger picture, look from a different perspective. Now they just showed me the hanged man there. You guys embody hanged man energy, which means that you see the world from a different perspective, and then you're meant to show others by the way you hang, by the way you embody energy in this life. You are meant to show others a new way of perceiving things. Is there anything else for this group? I'm just going to pull a final card here. Just checking on our time. So we're pretty much out of time. Let me just pull one other card here from the Gemstone Oracle. I was hoping we can get one final keyword here for your destiny. Let's see what we can get. Group number 1, please show me clearly. What are they destined for? Please show us clearly. Oh, wow. How beautiful is that? Rebirth. And they just said rebirth of the new earth. Okay. So you guys are really meant to help usher in the 5th dimensional new earth, the highest timeline that is available for humanity now. And you're meant to do it with love, right? You remember how they said before that the flowers here really help soften the edges with which you bring these harsh truths. So here we have, I'm sure this is not a flower, but it looks like a rose to me. I don't know if you can see that. With the flower of life behind there, right? You're meant to really helping bring people back to remember who they are, to remember what they are. And with the number 22 here, we have a master number, right? They said something about coming into mastery in this life. Anything else, Spirit? They're just highlighting that we have Menelite here in case that crystal means something to you, or if that speaks to you. It feels like it speaks very closely to this group. Okay, my dear ones, this is a short, sweet message. It's right to the point. I'm going to end there. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below if it did. And thank you so much for for your patience with me today. I so appreciate it. Until the next reading, take very, very good care. Welcome, group number 2. Today we are asking Spirit, what is your destiny? So this won't be such a long reading, so please know that I will probably only be able to scratch the surface of your destiny. Your destiny is multi-pronged, it's multidimensional, and it's ever-changing. But I hope that I can get the highest and best messages for you today that will resonate. So I just want to mention I'm in a little bit of pain from a blood draw that went really haywire. But I asked my guides if it was okay to do the reading, and they said it was okay, just keep it short. So if I don't sound like my sort of effusive self, where I'm, very joyful, it's just because I'm in a little bit of pain, but my heart is completely open and I'm fully connected. Okay, my dear one, so you chose the fireplace with the pink tourmaline. So we're going to talk about the pink tourmaline a little bit later. What is your destiny, group number 2? So immediately with the fireplace, they're highlighting the word warmth here. I'm feeling that part of your destiny is to be a very good friend, very good companion, that you bring warmth when people feel sad and they feel alone. You're very comforting to people. I'm also seeing that you might be mediators where there's coldness and tension between, I'm seeing specifically people in the family. You sort of temper that coldness with this warmth. You have it's not gentle. I was just about to say gentle. It's actually quite fiery, but it's like you have this power, but it's still, I don't know, people can receive it. There is a softness to it. There is a softness to it. They're showing me, you know how people huddle around a fire, they sort of circle around the fire when they're cold. I'm seeing that you're destined to be that person that people come to for advice, for warmth, for insights. Yeah, I'm hearing that you put people's hearts at ease. So people may really come to you for warmth. What I am seeing that you're destined for is actually self-love. So historically, you've been destined to be that one that everyone comes to. But now they're showing me for the future, you're really supposed to cultivate more self-love and allow other people to bring warmth to you. This is very interesting because pink tourmaline is about increasing self-love. And it feels like for this group, that's part of your destiny, is to cultivate that, to learn what it really means to love yourself, what it really means to take care of yourself, and also to come into the divine feminine. Interestingly, the pain is all up my left arm and my left side of my neck. And I said to Spirit, is this something about my divine feminine? Am I just not receiving well? And certainly a lot of people who struggle with an imbalance in their divine feminine can have a lot of pain or difficulty on the left side, but it could also be on the right, depending on how the imbalance shows up. I feel like for this collective, there is something about learning how to receive and how to receive from yourself, to have a relationship of love between you and your spirit and your soul. This stone also clears scars from the past. So you are destined to sort of come into loving relationships. Some of you might have not experienced any loving relationships, my guides are showing me, not familial, not friendship-wise, not intimate-wise, not in an intimate relationship. And part of your destiny is to, oh, I'm getting a big yes on that, is to find, I asked Soul Tribe, and they said it's not a tribe the way you would think of, like a ton of people, but really to honor very exclusive, I'm hearing, very particular one-on-one relationships with a select few that are going to blow open your heart, with which you can experience a great degree of warmth and trust. So this is a big part of your destiny. You know, they're showing me with the mirror here, you do a very good job of reflecting others. I'm just asking Spirit. Hold on one second, please. Yeah, and they're saying that you do it with warmth. The question I was asking in my mind was, does this create volatility? Because sometimes when we reflect others, it can create volatility when people are just not ready to see their truths. And that's okay. Everyone heals and moves forward in their own way, in their own time. But they're showing me, no, you reflect with warmth. So again, I think they said this earlier, you have the capacity to be there for others and reflect others in a way that they can receive. This is a very unique and special gift, I want you guys to know. And so they're asking, where are your mirrors? I'm hearing, where are your mirrors? They're saying this reading might serve as a kind of mirror to those of you who might be teary-eyed right now when you are listening to this. I generally would be getting choked up if I wasn't in discomfort, but I feel like I'm staving it off so my body doesn't deal with more emotions. But I feel like there's emotion that's coming up for this group. They're reminding you that in allowing others in, you go through this renewal and you get to know yourself better, because there's some kind of programming that says that you will lose yourself if you allow people in. You know, there's this idea that people seclude themselves. I'm hearing the word seclusion, isolate themselves when they're trying to develop their psychic gifts. And certainly that there's validity to that. But they're also saying that you have to learn also how to live in the world. And I'm amongst you in that. It can be hard to live in the world when what is reflected to you is dishonesty or harshness. But when you start to live in your power, they're showing me the solar plexus chakra now, When you really start to live in your I am consciousness, meaning you know who you are and you live there fully, and you don't allow the energies around you to sway you all the time, to make you feel unsteady, but you stay in your power, not with aggression, not even with resiliency, but with knowing, with sacred knowing. Okay, then you tend to attract those who will reflect you accurately. Why? Because when you're in your power, then the people who won't bristle at your power will get attracted to you. And those who will bristle at your power, you won't bristle yourself. You won't get unsteady yourself. In other words, like doesn't always attract like. So you can be in your power, you could attract difficult people as well, but your experience of it will be different. But you might want to ask yourself, am I ready to be reflected? Am I ready to see myself? Some of you know I believe that knowing yourself is the greatest superpower you will ever have. Yeah, to embrace a new start, let old doubts rest in the quiet glow. That's really beautiful, actually. There's something about needing to leave a way of being behind for this group where you're destined for so much more. They're showing it to me almost as if like half of you is a light and half of you is dark. And it's not, I'm asking if it's divine masculine, divine feminine. They're saying partially, but your divine feminine is not completely turned off. They're just showing me that a part of you has not come to life yet. And it's because you're staving off some experience of connection, and that you're meant to be connected with other people in this life, but it's not meant to be many people. It's meant to be with a select few. And it's supposed to be very special connections. And you're meant to build this lovely, warm home. They're showing me fourth house energy. I don't know if you guys are having any difficult transits through your fourth house. The fourth house in astrology, for those of you who don't know, is all about the house and home. It's also about the mother and some other things, but quintessentially, I see it as the house of house and home. And so some of you might have felt nomadic a little bit. I'm seeing some of you moving a lot, never quite feeling at home in the apartments or homes that you have rented or bought. And they're saying that you are destined to live in a warm, cozy house that you make your home. They're saying a lived-in home, right? One that has your energy in it, where you're not constantly living amongst boxes. People who move a lot, they tend to not unpack all their boxes or all their things. You're meant to root. You're meant to take root somewhere. So those of you who have been moving a lot, this might be a time in your life where you'll actually start building roots somewhere, because that is what you're destined for. You're supposed to create a warm and lovely home with your energy, they're saying in particular. And for those of you who are not moving, or you're feeling like you don't have the wherewithal, the strength, the money, resources to move, they're just saying be sure that you decorate your home and the energy in your home reflects you, just like this mirror here. Make sure that it reflects your energy. Again, this is very important that you feel a part of your space and your space feels a part of you. In that way, you can bring your destiny to you by starting to connect in with the energy in your home. So if you have things that are borrowed, things that are really old, that don't belong to you or passed down, this might be a good time to change them out. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. They're showing me a couch where you can just change the throw pillows or throw blankets, or just by moving furniture around, just by putting your energy in the space. Like, for example, these cards, I don't think these are human-made cards. I think this is the first time I've ever bought non-human-made cards. And I asked my guides, is it okay? And they told me I need to imbue a lot of life force energy into them. So I spend a lot of time doing that with these cards because I thought they were really cute. They're saying it's about the energy that you put into something. So you could have gotten a hand-me-down couch or dresser or whatever it is. You just need to put your energy into it. That's all they're saying. Okay, let's pull a few more cards. Okay, my spirit guides, thank you for group number 2. Can you tell us anything more about their destiny, please? Can you tell us anything more about their destiny, please? Wait a second. They're telling me for some of you, you might be also destined to move to an entirely different country. Like they showed me someone moving. Is this to or from? To? So it looks like somebody who's moving from a very warm place to a very cold place. So like somewhere where you would need a fireplace. Of course, it could be the reverse, but my guides just said to a place that's colder than where you live. But there's something about changing locations and setting up roots for this group that's actually really important. And we have forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Oh, that's beautiful. So in the first card, they did talk about letting something go, embracing a new start. So there is a new path for you guys. I don't know if it's about moving or just about this sort of emotional and spiritual awakening about getting to know yourself and really starting to receive from the world. But there is something about teaching yourself how to do this and then helping other people learn how to receive as well. Like this woman has her arms open to the world here, right? And there's rock and there's water and there's greenery here. To everything that is majestic and beautiful in the world, her arms are open. So there is something again about being open to receive, and in receiving, allowing yourself to be guided, to be loved, to be nourished. You actually serve as a model to others as you walk through this life. Right? If people constantly see you as the one to go to for help, and then suddenly they see you as receiving, you're creating a picture of balance. They're showing me the temperance card here, where you sort of take energy and you change it into something else. So they're always watching you pour, let's say, this metal into this, whatever, this molten metal into the into the right cup. And now you're showing them pouring into the left cup, if that makes sense. In other words, you're showing them a balanced way of giving and receiving, of doing and being, okay? And in that way, you teach other people how to live a more balanced life, how to be in more of a state of harmony. And so leadership is not always about like direct teaching. It's not always about telling people the way. Often it's about how you live your life and how you walk in the world. Now, also with her arms open like this, it does feel like she's on some kind of exploration. And it does feel like this group is really destined to explore the world, possibly travel. But you're meant to have some kind of big adventure in this life. I don't know exactly what that is, but I'm hearing very clearly big adventure. So you guys might also be big travelers. Yeah, I'm seeing like planes, trains, planes, and automobiles. Like you might travel in a lot of different ways. I'm even seeing boats now. They're showing me. They're showing me the Queen Mary, and they're showing me a cruise. Oh, beautiful. Whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. That just went left. Well, not left. Let's just see what that's about. Okay, so the piece in this card that they're highlighting is diving deep, okay? There's a deep dive that this group has to take to know yourselves and to know where you're going, or to know how to get centered in your heart as you take your travels, as you move forward. You're really supposed to have your own voice, to go by the beat of your own drum, this group. Interesting. With the word song and sound here, there's almost a quieting of the verbal aspect of communication for this group. They're showing it to me almost as if there's a quietude that has to set in, where you listen to your own thoughts and you tune into your own feelings. I'm hearing the word clairsentient, where maybe you have to listen to your bodies more. But there's messages coming in for this group through the emotional field. I'm seeing in particular, to know yourselves better and to know what next steps to take. So there is something about quieting the voice for this group. I'm not sure exactly how or why, but it's about not like telling people what to do or giving your opinions or your advice that has been so well received, to maybe take a beat and really turn inward a little bit. Yeah, I'm hearing hermit. And she's on her own here. There is something about, yeah, just tuning into the frequency and the energy that is inside of you, because when we're too much in a state of helping, of giving to others, we can lose balance, we could lose our grounding, and we could lose sense of who we are or what we are. I'm hearing getting back to basics, getting back to basics. It's interesting because they mention this idea of greenery and rocks and water, and here we have water. It just feels very much about being in nature, very important for this group right now. Okay, let's get just one final keyword from the gemstone oracle here. Let's see if we can get anything else. What else for group number 2 about their destiny, please? Oops. Anything else about their destiny, please? We have rebirth Menelite. Group number 1 got the same exact card. Look how big this deck is. And I shuffled it between readings. Again, I always think that my viewers are all connected. You guys are definitely going through a rebirth, some kind of shift from the outward going inward. It's a totally different rebirth than group number 1, and yet it's still some kind of mastery, that you're moving into some kind of mastership. But it's within yourself. It's within your heart space. It's about healing something within the heart space so that you can learn how to receive. That is the clearest way that I can put it for this group. Okay, my dear ones, I'm going to end there since I'm in a little bit of pain. I might come back and do a part 2 to your destiny because I think there's so much more we can find out. But if you enjoyed this reading, please do let me know. I love to connect with you guys in the comments. If nothing else, I look forward to connecting with you guys in the next reading, sending you so much love and so many blessings. Take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. So today we are asking Spirit, what is your destiny? What is your destiny? I just want to add a disclaimer here. I'm in a little bit of pain from a blood draw that went really wrong the other day. And I wasn't going to do this reading, but I asked my guides if I could do it, and they said yes, but keep it short. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. The primary cards for group number 1 and 2, and I reckon for you as well, will be the primary message. So generally, I don't need many cards. I channel most of the time anyway. So if you guys can just be patient with me, I'm going to give you some aspect of your destiny today, and I might do a part 2 because I think there's so much more to unearth about your destiny. But I will do my best today for you guys. Okay, thank you for your patience. Thank you. So I'm just calling in my guides one more time. Today we're asking, on behalf of group number 3, what is their destiny? So you chose the greenhouse with the cinnabar or the cinnabrite. Now these actually go together. This card talks about growth, reward, stability. The seeds you sowed will bloom into lasting achievements. Immediately when this card fell out, I didn't choose the cards. I saw that this group is destined to clear the lineage of abundance blocks. Abundance blocks. Subconscious programming that says that you will always be in a state of lack or dearth. Some kind of poverty consciousness, they're telling me. You are meant to change that. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be millionaires or you need to make a ton of money. It's a state of mind more than anything. Although I am seeing for this group that you really are meant to be financially abundant, but abundance in many ways. Abundant in many ways. Some of you might be gardeners. You might be destined to work with the earth in some way. I'm hearing the word ley lines. So some of you might be destined to do some kind of grid work. I don't know much of that I would want to speak to that right now, especially when I'm a little bit off my game right now. Okay, interesting. So they're reminding me about cinnabar or cinnabrite. I love this stone. I love it. It feels like sparkly, if that's that's like synesthesia. It's like two different senses at once. It feels sparkly. Okay. I have a bit of that. Does anyone else here have synesthesia? I wonder if that's part of your destiny, where you have two senses in one. Okay, so cinnabar or cinnabrite is actually about attracting and magnetizing abundance. But it's very clear that this stone doesn't allow you to rest on your laurels. It actually teaches you how to utilize your unique talents. I'm hearing the word trine. So if any of you know anything about astrology, or you might want to work with an astrologer to find out what gifts you came in with, which are your trines. They're often denoted with blue lines, but it could be different in every site. It's also the grand trine is a big triangle. And the trines that we come in with are their gifts that we come in with. We often take for granted because they come so easily to us. We don't sometimes refine them. Sometimes we don't even know that we have them until later on because they come so easily to us. So what they're showing me with the cinnabar here is that you are destined to bring up your talents that are currently unearthed. So this group is highly talented. I'm also hearing highly creative. You're meant to do many different things. I'm hearing multiple streams of income. So you're not meant to do like a typical desk job or any one thing. And this is also not just about money, you guys. So you're multidimensional beings. Your career is not your whole life. So you might have many different hobbies, which is a part of what you do and what you're meant to do. But I am hearing multiple streams of income as well. So there are talents that you're meant to unearth in this life. So I would very much encourage you guys to sit in meditation or maybe mindfulness meditation would be a better way of saying it, and just examine what you're good at, what you don't think very much of. Even think about compliments you get that you poo-poo, or you just say, it's not that big of a deal, maybe because you've had it your whole life, and reconsider the magnitude of that thing, or how you could expound upon a gift that you use every single day. Until recently, I didn't realize how much we could expand our psychic abilities. So many people in the New Age community talk about the different clairs, but what my guides have been showing me recently is how dimensional all the clairs are. I've been experiencing dimensionality in my clairsentience that are not just about buzzing or empathy, but it combines precognition with clairsentience. So when one of my videos took off, because it was a love readings often get a lot of hits. I didn't see how many views I had gotten, but my body started shaking, and I didn't know what that was about. And I realized that it was a precognitive sensing of the energy that was flowing into my channel, negative and positive and everything in between. And it was very intense. So there's something about this group where you need to understand the multidimensionality of your unique talents. Okay? I hope that made sense. I'm just looking at my notes. I wrote a few notes here to remind myself if there's anything else here. Oh, this was the piece that I did not remember. So I didn't know that stones are actually ruled by any particular planet, but in my research on these beautiful stones, I did learn that cinnabar or cinnabrite is ruled by Mercury. Now we're about to come out of Mercury retrograde, but I learned that this stone helps you stay very stable and focused and clear during Mercury retrograde. So it's a good stone to have around anyway. So I'm also getting that some of you might specifically get turned upside down during Mercury retrograde. I don't know if you guys are deep thinkers. Yeah, they said you were very creative before. So you might need to learn how to ground and be very clear during things like Mercury retrograde. You might be people to teach others how to work with fluctuating energy, is how I'm seeing it. It's very unusual. Oh, yeah, the word stability is here. Yeah, there is something about you being destined to learn how to stabilize unstable energy and take that as it resonates in your life, because they're showing it to me in a lot of different ways. But this is really about cosmic energy, is how they're showing it to me. You know, right outside this greenhouse, actually, I don't know if those are little flowers, but they show it to me as little stars. So you guys might be destined to learn how to work with the undulating energies that are coming onto our planet right now. Okay, the waves. Okay, like during this Lionsgate, this portal that we're in now, there are waves of energy coming in. And some of them are intense, some of them are a little lighter, depends on how you feel it. But you're meant to work with these energies and stabilize them, anchor them into the earth. They did say something about grid work, right? Yeah, there is something about you guys anchoring in cosmic energy. Some of that is actually by gardening. By being loving to plants and gardening, you're actually anchoring in love into the earth, which she so desperately needs at this time. You know, and they're saying even the word cinnabar sounds like cinnamon, which in traditional Chinese medicine is a warming herb. So you guys might bring this warmth, this loving energy to the earth that helps her heal. That's really beautiful. I'm feeling the freshness of a greenhouse, like as if I'm walking through this greenhouse and the air is very cool because of the oxygen from the plants. It just feels, the chlorophyll, I should say. It feels very cooling. And it feels like some of you are destined to bring this air of, I was going to say clarity, but they're correcting me. Just one second, you guys. Levity. They're giving me the word levity. So it seems like maybe with difficulties that are going on the planet right now, or maybe in and around your homes, you guys are really destined here to stabilize energy, to bring light in, to bring love in, and to bring levity into spaces. And I'm also hearing to bring life and vitality. Maybe you do very well in groups. Maybe you do very well anchoring energies in groups. I'm hearing you're a breath of fresh air. That's what they wanted to say. You're a breath of fresh air. That might seem like a small thing, but it's actually a very big deal, especially now on our planet. You guys are a breath of fresh air to all rooms where there's tension, where I'm hearing madness, where there's challenge, where there's difficulty, and even neutrality. People just feel like, she's here, he's here, how lovely. I just heard the name Mike. And they're giving me a T name. Temple or Templeton? I don't know what that is. That's a name, I don't know. Something with a TH, Thomas maybe? Anyway, so there's something here about you recognizing how much you offer people by just being you. That's it. You bring a breath of fresh air, a warmth and a loveliness everywhere you go. And this is extremely healing to the planet and to the people that surround you, or that who find themselves in your company. Okay, what else for group number 3? What else about their destiny can you tell them, please? And thank you so much. What else about their destiny, my spirit guides? Okay, 2 cards. No, just the first one. Just this one. Okay, what else? What else, my guides? What else are they destined for, please? Show me clearly. Whoops. Sorry, my left arm is not that stable. Let's try that one more time. Okay, thank you. Okay. Wow, inner earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. My goodness. You guys really are meant to work with the earth. You are destined to bring healing to the earth for sure. And with inner earth, that literally is grid work. That's what we talked about gardening, about getting into the earth. I know this might sound odd for some of you, but you're really meant, I'm hearing, to push the envelope in some way. New solutions and beginnings. Yeah, I'm hearing ushering in the new earth. Yeah, I'm hearing the word cataclysm for some reason with you'll survive this. So this group is definitely meant to be part of the wave of people that will usher in the new earth. I think one of the other groups also had that message. But that's undeniable here. But with all this greenery here, you guys are definitely meant to work with the earth. Let me know if any of you are gardeners. And then we have You Got the Love. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. That's so beautiful because they talked about warmth and how you walk with love. Interesting. Okay, so when I'm asking about boundaries, they're talking about the lineage again. They're not talking about people so much in this life, although maybe boundary setting is an important aspect of your destiny in this life. But what they're showing me is that the boundaries that you're setting is about breaking the patterns of abundance in this life. They're showing that to me very clearly, that you are teaching your family and people in the future. Oh my God, my right ear just completely went out. So maybe you guys are also clairaudient. Whoa, that's crazy. I just got an intense clearing of my right ear. Wow, that was intense. There's something about, I'm seeing like 80% on the father side and maybe 20% on the mother side, something like this, where there is some kind of abundance blocks in this group. And you're meant to sort of walk in this life recognizing the abundance that is all around you, that earth is offering. And you're meant to break this curse or this hex or something in the lineage about abundance. And you're meant to live abundantly. The way they said that you're a breath of fresh air and that you bring this levity and you bring this love, you are abundant in your emotional self. And because you embody abundance, you will attract abundance to you in many different forms. That's what they mentioned at the beginning. And so there is something about clearing the energetic field in your lineage with regards to abundance. Very interesting. Let me get one card from the Gemstone Oracle. There is interference, by the way, with that ear thing that I just had and the cards falling all over. I know I'm in pain and everything, but somebody yelling outside. I do think that there's ancestral blockages for this group. So if that resonates, I would really do some kind of ritual. You can just light a blue candle of protection and just call in your highest and best guides and ask that all curses, hexes, negative contracts done outside of your willingness, your soul's willingness, be, there's a word that I can't think of right now, destroyed, let's say. Anything having to do with abundance to be cleared away through your lineage on both sides and on all timelines, past, present, future, and parallel now. And so be it, let it be done. I didn't realize that before. I didn't realize that my pain resurged with that weird ear. Yeah, it was something about clairaudience, but it was also interference because it felt very intense. And then I heard this guy yelling outside. So if any of you guys feel like you have any abundance blocks, this is a great time, especially with the Aquarius full moon being in the Lionsgate portal still, to clear the air. I'm hearing, again, with the greenhouse, to clear the air. You could do this in a lot of different ways. You could do a cord of atonement. If any of you guys know the cord of atonement, you might want to look that up. But all you can say is, I call in a full cord of atonement between myself and all of my ancestors with regards to abundance. So it's kind of like this etheric courtroom where all of your souls enter, and they have it out in the astral realm. So you don't have to do it down here on the third dimensional tangible realm. So you call for this full court of atonement between yourself. You state your first and last name, your birth name, and all of your ancestors on both sides. With regards to abundance, I clear all of the issues and conflicts between us at their points of origin now. So be it, let it be done, and say that 3 times. And finally, guys, we have success. How beautiful is that? You guys are destined to be abundant. You're destined to have success in this life. You're meant to reap the rewards. The seeds that you sowed will bloom into lasting achievements. Okay, so I'm hearing that some of you for this group, you might have been working really hard and not feeling like you are getting yours. And it is because there is some kind of block in the lineage that, even by way of what we just said in this particular reading, will help you guys clear it. So you can just say that you receive that clearing on behalf of yourself and your entire family. I'm getting a thumbs up specifically from my Arcturian guide there. Okay. So, and with the number 7, we have good luck here as well. Listen, the people outside are really loud and I'm out of time anyway, but I might do a part 2 of this reading when I'm feeling a bit better. But I hope this reading resonated with you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below. Oh my God, the yelling is so bad. All right, so we're just going to rebuke that energy, clear the energy for group number 3, and send in so much love and blessings into this space. Thank you. Until the next reading, group number 3, take very good care.